With the Nightwing film on the horizon, I thought I'd take a look at who I think would best play the Protector of Bloodhaven. Hey movie fans, so as some of you know, there's a Nightwing film on the horizon directed by Chris McKay, who also did the Lego Batman movie. I'm super excited for this, not just because I love the Lego Batman movie, but Nightwing, as you can see, he's one of my favorite comic book characters. There's a lot of storytelling possibilities that you can go with that character, and I think Chris McKay, having seen his work on the Lego Batman movie, I think he's a perfect fit for this role. And so he has stated on Twitter, he kind of keeps people up to date on the process of the movie. He's said that the script it's still in development, they're still working on it, so they're far away from the film being released. They haven't even started the casting process yet. But that's not deterring me from doing my own fan cast of who I would like to see play the grown-up boy wonder, the Protector of Bloodhaven, Nightwing. So today I'm going to go with my top 5 top choices to play Nightwing. I've also made some visuals to go with these, so you're not just kind of looking blindly at these guys going, I don't know if I could see them as Nightwing. I've tried to put them in various Nightwing pictures to see, okay, yeah, they could fit in this role. Starting us off at number 5, I kind of have an out of left field pick, but it may not be that crazy. I have Drake Bell. Yes, Drake Bell of Drake and Josh fame. There's a lot of different reasons why I could see him playing this part. One of them being, yes, his Drake and Josh role was very much the suave, cool ladies' man with that confidence to him that very much Nightwing has in him. Not so much a cockiness, but a bit of an, yeah, I'm the best, I'm a ladies' man, and that's kind of what I always have pictured Drake to be. Not only that, but he does have some superhero background. He voiced Spider-Man on several seasons of the Spider-Man animated series, and did it quite well. He's actually one of my all-time favorite Spider-Man voice actors. He did a great job on Spider-Man. I'd be very curious to see what he brings to the table as Nightwing. Now, for my number 4 pick, I have another out of left field pick, but this one will be even more out of left field than Drake Bell, if that's even possible. Dave Franco. Now, Dave Franco, I know that will get some head scratching, but I could see it. He has a lot of acting ability when given the chance. He just seems like a really confident and cool guy that kind of gets often overshadowed by another member of his family. Doesn't that sound a bit too much like Nightwing? Yeah, James Franco gets a lot of the attention, but Dave Franco is a great actor in his own right, and I can kind of see him very much in this Nightwing role. And yes, I'm fully aware that my render of Dave Franco's Nightwing looks a little too much like Matt Damon, but oh well. At number 3, we have a pick that I basically went with just for sheer aesthetics of it. Typically, when I was looking at this list, I wanted somebody that I felt like not only looked the part of Nightwing, but kind of embodied the characteristics. This pick, I picked just because of how the dude looks. This guy looks like he was born to play Nightwing. This guy looks like he was ripped right out of a comic book, and I have no idea how he's not been placed in a comic book movie yet. Finn Wittrock. Yeah, he's got one of the coolest names ever. The dude, I've only ever seen him in La La Land in his 2 minutes of screen time that he was in that movie, but he's also made a name for himself in American Horror Story and a couple other bit projects here and there. The dude just looks like Nightwing came off a comic book onto the big screen. And if we're going for just visual representation alone, the dude looks spot on. And I'd be very curious to see what he brings to the table as Nightwing. At number 2, we have Ben Barnes. Now, Ben Barnes may be a name that floats under the radar for some of you, but for me, I grew up knowing Ben Barnes as Prince Caspian from the Narnia films, and lately he's on the hit HBO show called Westworld, so he's still acting to this day. The dude's the right age, and his Prince Caspian character, to me, is kind of what I picture for a Nightwing role of, starts off just as a really strong, independent character, but only grows to be a leader over time, and a very strong leader, eventually filling in the ultimate leadership role, from kind of being sidekick, Robin, to being his own man, Nightwing, and then eventually stepping into the role of Batman. Exactly what Prince Caspian basically did, starting out as a knight, and then ultimately becoming the king. He just looks the part, he's absolutely the right age. being on HBO and all these other movies. Clearly he's got the acting chops for it, and honestly, just look. Dude looks the part. He looks like Nightwing. I feel like he could really bring it to the table. Yes, I know he's British, but when has that ever stopped any comic book movie studio from casting a British guy in an American role? And my number one pick for who I think should absolutely play Nightwing, Zac Efron. Yep, you heard that right. I fully believe High School Musical himself, Troy Bolton, Zac Efron, should play Nightwing. Why? Before you angrily rage quit on your computer saying how wrong I am about this choice? Because honestly, over the past few years, he's really gotten out of that High School Musical shadow of he's gotten some good film roles. He's actually acted quite well in them. And sure, not all his movies have been successes, Baywatch, but the dude, he clearly has that Nightwing attitude. He's great with comedy, which Nightwing needs to have. Yes, he's got the aesthetics. He's a good-looking dude, which I don't want to be that shallow person, but if you're casting Nightwing, he kind of has to be really attractive just because that's part of Nightwing's character. He's a ladies' man. And who's a bigger ladies' man in Hollywood these days than Zac Efron? All the ladies love him. He kind of just has that cockiness, but that charm to him. Not to mention, the whole time I was watching any of his scenes from The Greatest Showman, he's got one where he's with an acrobat, and they're doing some various acrobatic things, and the whole time I'm just thinking, Flying Graysons, Flying Graysons, Flying Graysons, Flying Graysons. He, to me, is the perfect age. Got the perfect look, perfect attitude of excels with comedy, excels in physical roles, excels in just great acting when he needs to be. He can really do a lot of different roles. I think he would actually be perfect. He's not Troy Bolton anymore. And anybody that says they can't get past that High School Musical phase clearly has not seen him in any movie over the past 10 years. If you're still hung up on him being High School Musical guy, then that's your own fault because he's carved out his own legacy, which I would like to see him add by playing Nightwing. Well, what do you guys think? Who do you think should play Nightwing in the film universe? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you see and want to see more, subscribe to the channel or find me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Uncharted Media. Stay sharp, movie guys and gals.